Da molte parti della Chiesa arriva la
From many
domanda:
parts of the Church comes the
che
question,
cosa è il motu
what is the motu
proprio
proprio,
pontificum?
summorum pontificum?
Che cosa ha
What is
voluto il
it
Papa
that the Pope wants
per
to
fare il motu
accomplish
proprio,
in
cioè
promulgating, of his own will,
spontaneamente, questa
spontaneously,
legge
this
universale che è
universal
il
law,
motu proprio,
which is the motu
summorum
proprio,
pontificum?
summorum pontificum?
La Chiesa durante più
The
di
Church,
1000 anni
for more than
ha
1,000 years,
celebrato
has celebrated the rite which came to be
che è
called
venuto
the
a
Mass
chiamarsi
of St. Pius V,
la Messa di San Pio V. Questo rito ha delle
This rite
caratteristiche
has certain characteristics,
teologiche,
theological,
liturgiche,
liturgical, and cultural,
culturali e unito
and has
allo
been united to
sviluppo
the developing
della
life of the
Chiesa
Church
in
in
tutti
every
i
sense
sensi
for more than
durante
1,000 years.
più di 1000 anni. Ha preso dal canone romano
In the Roman canon, we already find traces
le
of the
prime
oldest known
manifestazioni
manifestations
conosciute
of the celebration
dalla
of the Eucharist.
celebrazione dell'Eucaristia. Attorno al rito,
And furthermore,
nata
this
la
rite gave
musica,
rise
la
to the
musica
music
gregoriana,
of Gregorian
le
chant,
grandi polifonie,
the great polyphonic
le messe
compositions,
conosciute
and the
dei
famous
grandi
masses
compositori,
of great composers like Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart. From this rite came the great cathedrals and the
le
wonders
pitture
of religious art.
religiose. E questo rito
This
ha
rite
unito
brought
la
unity
fede,
to the faith
è stata
and became the single expression through
della
which the
Chiesa
Church adores God,
per adorare Dio, ripetendo
making
in
present
forma
on the altar
incruenta
in an unbloody
il
manner the
sacrificio
sacrifice
della croce.
of the cross.
La nostra fede cattolica
Our Catholic faith teaches us
ci insegna
that the Holy
che
Mass
la
is
Santa
the
Messa è il
sacrifice of the cross.
sacrificio della croce.
The ancient
Il
rite
rito antico
maintains
mantiene
sacred
il
silence,
silenzio sacro,
contemplation,
la
and
contemplazione,
even more, at the
e
same
poi
time,
allo stesso tempo
it makes present the Lord
fa
Jesus
di
in
Gesù
an
il
expression
Signore,
of rich
con
liturgical
l'espressione
beauty
artistica
as the
del
conqueror of death
trionfatore
and
sulla
sin.
morte e sul peccato. Il Papa ha voluto
The Pope wanted to
recuperare
recover for the entire Church
per tutta la
this
Chiesa
form of the
questa
single Roman
forma
rite.
del unico rito romano. C'è solo un
There is
rito
only
romano,
one Roman rite.
e questo rito romano
This rite has
ha
two
due
forms,
forme.
an
Una
ordinary
forma
form,
ordinaria,
which is the normal
cioè
form for
la
all
forma
Catholics
normale per
after the
tutti
reform
i
of the Second
cattolici
Vatican Council,
dopo la riforma del Concilio Vaticano II.
which is indeed a
In una
marvelous
forma
form.
meravigliosa ha voluto essere
The
fare della
Council wanted
Chiesa
to make the Church
una madre
a mother who
molto
is very
vicina
close to
a
all,
tutti, e quindi
and
si
therefore the
sono
Council
cercati
sought forms
forme
to
di
express
questa
this closeness.
vicinanza. Ma
But
quando è
nevertheless,
arrivata
when
la
the
riforma
liturgical reforms
liturgica,
arrived,
dopo il
after the
Concilio,
Council,
mai
the
è
older
stata
rite was
proibita
never
la
prohibited.
forma anteriore. Ecco perché il Santo Padre
That is
offre,
why the Holy Father
non
offers,
in una
not in an
maniera
obligatory
obbligatoria,
manner, but still
offre a
offers
tutta
to
la
the whole
Chiesa
Church this treasure
questo
of the more
tesoro
ancient rite,
del rito
through which the
anteriore
Church may be
col quale
sanctified.
si è santificata la Chiesa. E tutta questa
And all
ricchezza
this liturgical richness, all this
liturgica,
spiritual
questa ricchezza
richness,
spirituale,
and all the
le
prayers so
preghiere
well
così
preserved during the
ben
centuries,
curate durante
all
i
of this
secoli.
is offered by the
Tutto
Rome of
questo
today
è
for
a
all,
portata
as a
dell'uomo
gift
d'oggi, per
for
tutti, è
all.
un'offerta per tutti. Non è
It is not a
un'offerta
gift merely
per i
for the
cosiddetti
so-called
tradizionalisti,
traditionalists.
no,
No,
è
it is
un'offerta
a
per
gift
tutta la
for the
Chiesa
whole
cattolica.
Catholic
E
Church.
perché è un'offerta
And
libera
because
che
it
il
is a
Santo
gift
Padre
freely
vuol fare,
offered
la
that the
fa
Holy Father is
attraverso
making, he makes it
questa
by means of
rete
this marvelous structure of
meravigliosa
the
della
Church,
Chiesa, che sono le
which
parrocchie,
comprises the
che sono i
parishes,
sacerdoti,
the
che
priests,
sono
and the
i
chaplains
cappellani
in
nelle
the
cappelle
chapels
dove
where the
si celebra
Eucharist is
l'Eucaristia.
celebrated.
E loro,
And
per
they,
volontà
by
del
the
Vicaro
will
di
of the
Cristo,
Vicar of Christ,
devono
must accept
ricevere
the petitions
le
and the
petizioni, le
requests of the
domande
faithful
dei
who want
fedeli
this
che
Mass,
vogliono la messa,
and they
e
must
non
offer
solo,
it to them.
devono offrirla anche se
And
non
even if it is
domandata,
not
se non
specifically
richiesta,
asked for
perché
or
tutti
requested,
abbiano a
they should
disposizione
make it available
questo
so that
tesoro
everyone may
della
have access
liturgia
to this
antica
treasure
della
of
Chiesa.
the ancient
E
liturgy of
questo
the
è
Church.
il fine
This
primordiale
is the primordial
del
goal
motu
of the motu proprio,
è
a
una
spiritual
ricchezza
and theological
spirituale
richness.
teologica, ma allo stesso
But at
tempo
the same
è
time,
un aprire
it
le
opens our
braccia
arms
ai
to our
fratelli
brothers
che
who are at present separated to a degree, but not totally. They are distanced to a degree, but not totally from the Church because of the new rite. The Holy Father, in this way, offers them the possibility of full communion because he guarantees that this is not an indult. It is not permission for something that is not considered to be good in itself. It is the offer of a treasure to all, so that they can continue to celebrate the Mass in a worthy manner, as has been done for centuries, through the extraordinary form of the Roman Rite. The Holy Father wants this form of the Mass to become a normal one in the parishes, so that in this way, young communities can also become familiar with this rite. It is a summons to unity in the Church, so that all brothers may come to celebrate the one Eucharist in these two forms, ordinary and extraordinary, the great, the exalted sacrifice of the Holy Mass, the same sacrifice as that of Golgotha, but without the physical shedding of the blood of Christ, although many times hallowed by the blood of the martyrs. I am very happy to see this instructional video that has been created to instruct priests, and not only priests, but the faithful as well, who for so long a time have known only the new rite, in order to familiarize them with this form of the Roman Rite. This video has been created to prepare priests so that they can celebrate the Mass in a worthy, holy manner, with piety, with love, in a manner that is in accord with its particular requirements. Also to give priests a familiarity with Latin, so that they may come to understand the words that they are saying. It does not need to be an absolute knowledge of the Latin language, but it must be at least a knowledge of the words of the rite, so that by studying translations one can see the meaning of the words pronounced during the rite of Holy Mass. Therefore, this initiative is welcome, and I, as President of the Pontifical Commission Ecclesia Dei in Rome, with the cardinals who are members, the consultants, and the personnel whose work is dedicated to these programs, thank Mother Angelica and all those who have assisted in this project for the efforts they are making to assist priests in offering more worthily to all in the Catholic Church this treasure of the older rite. Thank you.